Uncertainty is just adventure's less organized cousin, showing up late, making a mess, but always introducing you to something unexpected. It's the uninvited guest at the party of your plans, the one who spills punch on your itinerary and laughs about it. But if you let it, uncertainty can turn even the most ordinary journey into a story worth telling. Hey, it's your boy Jesse, and today we're going to go over this amazing thing called uncertainty. My own encounter with chaos happened at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, en route to a supposedly serene week in the Canadian Rockies. I'd spent weeks picturing myself surrounded by pine trees and mountain air, far from the noise and neon of city life. My bags were packed with hiking boots and optimism. The plan was simple: fly to Chicago, breeze through a quick layover, then hop on a flight to Calgary. Simple, elegant. Or so I thought. I even had time to jot down a few notes in my travel journal, convinced that nothing could go wrong. I checked the departure board, feeling that rare sense of control you get when everything seems to be going according to plan. My boarding pass felt like a golden ticket to adventure. But the universe had other ideas. My first flight was delayed by operational issues. Maybe a squirrel in the cockpit, who knows? The announcement was vague, the kind that makes you laugh nervously and check your watch every 5 minutes. The minutes stretched into an hour, then 2. By the time I landed, my connecting flight was long gone. I stood, clutching a now useless boarding pass, my perfect schedule evaporating before my eyes. The airport, once a place of possibilities, suddenly felt like a maze with no exit. For a moment, dread set in. The departures board mocked me. Calgary. Departed. It was lovely, you should have been there. I imagined my fellow passengers already soaring over the Rockies, while I was stuck in a sea of fluorescent lights and rolling suitcases. My instinct? Find a corner and quietly panic. My mountain lodge dreams faded, replaced by visions of airport chairs and endless baggage announcements. I pictured myself living off vending machine snacks, becoming a permanent fixture in the terminal. Then, a janitor whistled by, oblivious to my despair. It snapped me out of it. The world hadn't ended. The mountains would wait. Life, it seemed, was still moving all around me, even if my plans weren't. I realized that airports are full of stories, missed connections, joyful reunions, tearful goodbyes. Maybe, just maybe, my story was about to take a more interesting turn. My trip wasn't ruined, just rerouted. This wasn't a disaster, it was a plot twist. I started to see the missed connection not as a failure, but as an invitation to improvise. As I shuffled to the customer service desk, I realized this would be a much better story than a perfectly on-time flight. The best travel tales are never about things going right. They're about what you do when everything goes sideways. Sometimes the best adventures start with a missed connection. The detours, the delays, the unexpected moments. They're what make the journey memorable. And that's when the real journey began. Not when I landed in Calgary, but right there in the heart of the chaos, learning to let go and embrace the unknown. Every traveler, no matter how seasoned or spontaneous, battles the deep-rooted urge to control every aspect of their journey. We crave certainty, believing that if we plan enough, if we anticipate every twist and turn, we can somehow outmaneuver the chaos that travel inevitably brings. But alongside this urge is the quiet, persistent need to adapt, to let go, to pivot, to find grace in the unexpected. It's a tug-of-war between the comfort of control and the freedom of flexibility. We pore over maps, color-code itineraries, and book every ticket in advance, convinced that with enough preparation, we can outsmart the unpredictable. We tell ourselves that if we just plan harder, nothing will go wrong. But travel, in its purest form, is a glorious, unpredictable mess. The weather shifts, trains are missed, and plans dissolve like sand slipping through your fingers. The real superpower isn't control, it's adaptability. Hold your plans loosely, like sand, some will slip away and that's okay. What remains is what matters. Enter the 3 A's: assess, adjust, act. This is your toolkit for thriving in the unknown. First, assess. Pause and breathe. What's the new reality? Maybe your flight's been canceled, or your plans have been washed away by a sudden storm. Instead of panicking, gather the facts. What are your options? What resources do you have? The goal is clarity, not chaos. Next, adjust. This is where creativity comes alive. The Rockies are delayed, so what can you do with a night in Chicago? Maybe it's time for deep dish pizza, a blues club, or an impromptu urban adventure. Sometimes, the detour is the destination. Finally, act. Don't get stuck in indecision. Pick a new path and move forward. Book the hotel, order the pizza, step out into the unknown. Action transforms uncertainty into experience. Adaptability turns problems into possibilities. The best travel stories are born from plans that bend, not break. Let go of the fantasy of control. Embrace the art of the pivot. That's where the magic happens. That's how you travel well, and how you discover the world and yourself in ways you never imagined. The best travel tool isn't a gadget, it's a flexible itinerary. Rigid schedules shatter at the first disruption. Flexible plans breathe, making room for the unexpected. Plan around anchors, not minutes. Instead of 9 a.m. Louvre, try explore the Louvre and neighborhood. This gives you focus, but leaves space for discovery. Maybe you spend hours with the Mona Lisa, or maybe you wander into a hidden cafe. In Rome, your anchor is the Colosseum, but a detour leads to a quiet church and the best gelato of your life. Flexibility invites serendipity. You're not just ticking boxes, you're creating your own journey. The bendable itinerary isn't about having no plan. It's about knowing when to let the plan go. That's when the real memories are made. Let your plans be smart enough to get out of the way, and let the world surprise you. Risk sounds dramatic, but in travel, the best risks are tiny, micro risks. These are small leaps outside your comfort zone, eating at a local dive, ordering with wild hand gestures, hopping on a crowded bus. The worst that happens? Mild embarrassment. The best? A story you'll tell forever. Each micro risk builds confidence. Soon you're navigating markets and chatting with strangers like a pro. The rewards are real. That mystery restaurant might serve the best meal of your trip. Asking for directions could lead to a hidden gem. These moments add texture to your travels. Micro risks aren't about recklessness. They're about saying yes a little more often. Yes to strange fruit, to new friends, to getting a little lost. The joy of travel lives in these small acts of bravery. They open doors you never knew existed. Take the micro risk. That's where the adventure is, and that's where you find yourself. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean ignoring technology. The right apps are your safety net. Offline maps like Google Maps or Maps.me let you wander freely, knowing you can always find your way back. Translation apps turn baffling menus into opportunities and help you connect across language barriers. Airline and hotel apps make rebooking and finding a place to stay a breeze when plans change. These tools don't eliminate uncertainty, but they make it manageable. With solutions in your pocket, it's easier to say yes to detours. Use tech to reduce stress, not to control every detail. Let your phone handle the logistics so you can focus on the adventure. The best journeys blend spontaneity with smart tools. That's how you travel boldly and wisely. Traveling is like being a guest in someone's home. Respect is key. Every culture has unwritten rules. Learn a few basics before you go. Greetings, tipping, dress codes. Once there, observe. Watch how locals interact, queue, and greet each other. Blend in, don't stand out. Mistakes will happen. A smile and humility go a long way. People forgive honest errors when you show you're trying. The goal isn't perfection, it's being a gracious guest. A little awareness opens doors and hearts. Respect the world's diversity, and you'll be welcomed wherever you go. Travel is exhilarating, but it can overwhelming. New sights, sounds, and routines. In the chaos, grounding rituals are essential. Pause and breathe. When stress hits, stop, take 3 deep breaths, and reset. Practice gratitude. Each day, recall 3 things you're thankful for. A taste, a kindness, a view. Mindfulness matters. Walk slowly, notice colors, sounds, textures. Let the present moment anchor you. These simple habits keep you balanced amid the whirlwind. You don't need elaborate routines, just small moments of calm. They turn travel from frantic to fulfilling. Stay present, stay grateful. That's how you find your center wherever you are, and that's how you truly experience the world, even when everything else is in motion. Mark and Sarah, a couple from Ohio, had spent months planning their dream trip to Santorini. They pored over travel blogs, compared hotel reviews, and mapped out every restaurant and sunset spot. Their itinerary was color-coded, their bags packed with care, and every detail was set for a perfect Greek island escape. But when they arrived at the bustling Athens port, nature had other plans. Fierce winds whipped across the harbor, and the announcement came: all ferries to Santorini were canceled. In an instant, their carefully crafted plans dissolved, leaving them stranded and uncertain. After the initial shock and a few anxious glances at each other, Mark noticed a small, weathered ferry preparing to depart for a place called Amorgos, a name they'd never heard before. The boat looked humble, but it was a chance for adventure. On a whim, they bought 2 tickets, canceled their fancy hotel reservation, and boarded the little ferry with nothing but their backpacks and a sense of curiosity. The journey felt uncertain, but also thrilling, like stepping into a story they hadn't read yet. Amorgos greeted them with quiet charm. There were no crowds, no lines, just the gentle hum of island life. They found a cozy guest house run by Eleni, a warm-hearted local who welcomed them as if they were long-lost family, sharing stories and homemade treats. Their days unfolded slowly and beautifully. They hiked winding trails with breathtaking views, swam in crystal-clear coves where they were the only souls in sight, and savored home-cooked meals bursting with flavor, each dish a new discovery. One morning, they visited a centuries-old cliffside monastery, marveling at its history and the sweeping vistas. With no schedule to follow, they let each day surprise them, embracing the freedom of the unknown. As the sun set over the island, Mark and Sarah realized this unexpected detour had become the highlight of their trip, more magical than anything they'd planned. They laughed, toasted to spontaneity, and felt more alive than ever. Sometimes the best adventures are the ones you never intended to have. The moments you can't plan are often the ones you remember forever. So let go of the map, release your grip on the itinerary, and let the world surprise you. There's a certain magic in surrendering to the unknown. That's the true magic of travel. The unexpected joys, the hidden places, and the stories you'll cherish for a lifetime. Mark and Sarah's story is one they'll tell forever, a reminder that sometimes the best memories are born from the most surprising twists. And it all began with a canceled ferry and a leap into the unknown. Mark and Sarah's story isn't unique. The best travel moments are born from chaos and detours. Nobody remembers the perfect trip. We remember the missed trains, the wrong turns, the unexpected invitations. These are the stories we share, the ones that shape us. Embracing uncertainty is a skill, one that grows with practice. Let go of control. See problems as new chapters, not disasters. The goal isn't just to see new places, but to be changed by them. Now it's your turn. Think back, when did things go wonderfully wrong? Share your stories. They remind us that the greatest adventures begin when plans fall apart, and that's the real joy of travel. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures with your boy Jesse. Know that you are all valuable and that you matter. God bless and peace.